Alright, this is a video of the roof of my trailer. As you can see, I just freshly painted a fresh coat of Dicor elastomeric metal roof coating over top of it. Trailer didn't come with any coating on it. It was just a plain sheet metal roofing. And I wanted to make sure I never got any leaks in the future, and also it helps reflect the sun, so I painted the Dicor metal elastomeric roof coating on. Well, I parked it under the trees over the winter, right over there where the tractor is, and those trees seeped, left the roof all black, so just kind of wanted to get it cleaned up again. So, as I said, it was a plain sheet metal roof. You can see all the ridges where they join together. So what I did was I etched it so that the paint would stick to the sheet metal. And after I etched it, I primed it with 2 coats of metal primer. After that, I sanded it and I painted 1 coat of the Dicor elastomeric metal roof coating on it. Then I put as you can see, Eternabond, which is a very, very good tape for seams across all the seams on the trailer and around the edges. And I also used Dicor lap sealant around the roof vents, the plumbing vent, all around the very edges, just for extra protection. Very good caulking. Then after I did that, I put some sealer over top of the tape. Then I painted another coat of the Dicor over top of the roof. And then, like I said, I scrubbed it down here last week and just put another fresh coat across the top. So technically it has about 6 coats of paint on the roof. Never had any leak problems at all. So as you can see, I got 2 Max Air Deluxe 10-speed fans. They intake, they exhaust, they have remote controls, they have manual buttons. They're great. I used to have the Fantastic fan in another trailer, and I would always go with Max Air again. Right there I put the Chemico plumbing vent cap on. It's supposed to be a really good vent. It works good. We haven't had any smells inside the trailer from the holding tank or anything like that, so that works out good. Between the 2 vents, about, if you can see my hand, about right running up here, between each frame on the interior, I bracketed up pieces of wood that pushed up against the ceiling. So if I ever wanted to put solar panels, I would have something to screw into. So they're about the same width as what the solar panels would be, so you can screw the brackets right into it without actually, without actually just being screwed to the metal. They're screwed to wood braces. That's about all for the roof, but just kind of wanted to give a good view of it. While I was doing the exterior, I missed a few things, so I'm going to do that now. Forgot to show that I do have, as I said on the interior, an 8-gallon holding tank for the toilet. And right here is that swivels a little bit, so you got some room to move it around. It's a Valterra waste valve. Works great. It's got the cap, the valve. Haven't had any trouble. I got about 10-12 feet of hose. It goes right into a dump station. Some of the accessories I got, the trailer did come with a spare tire. Well, I had to buy it. It was separate. But same thing, filled with the nitrous gas. I also have a Renogy 100-watt solar panel I showed you I had the pass-through, and on the interior one, the charge controller. And we live in Washington, so we don't get a lot, but I was pulling 6-7 amps on a good sunny day. Probably be better to have 2, so something to think about. These jacks right here, I usually set them right here on the ground where my foot is. Run a 2x4 across it, and then where those bumpers are, run those bumpers on the 2x4, and it makes it kind of like a little back deck when you lower the ramp. And also I have this strap jack, so it comes with a bag, and it just kind of goes up and it kind of stabilizes the trailer, folds many different ways. Great little tool to have. Of course, I got a white water hose for drinking water, or city water I should say. Then I also have this EcoTemp, I think it's a 5.0 Insta hot water tank. Runs on propane, very simple, works great, comes with a shower head. You can unscrew where you can see the one that's empty is where the water hose goes into. And then the one in the middle is where the shower, or to hook up to a water pipe. And then that's your propane regulator. Just runs off 2 D-volt batteries for the pilot light. Lights up right away every time. And like I said on the interior video, I didn't really want to run propane on the inside. So what I did was I mounted this is the front of the trailer, you can see the hitch right here. So about right there, right in here, I put in a board for bracing, kind of like I did on the roof for the solar panels. And I always figured I could screw in the hot water heater on the outside of the trailer, and that way it would just vent. And like I showed you, I have a deadhead plumbing pipe that runs right to there. I just hadn't drilled through the floor or however I was going to hook it up, and then that would come and run it to the sink. But for now, you saw I had it sitting on a piece of plywood I painted, and I actually just strap it to a hand truck, and the propane sits on the bottom of the hand truck, and I just wheel it right over here, and then we just got hot water when we need it and take it inside. So, and it's worked out fine for us that way. A couple other accessories. I have a couple, probably I think 4 more E-brackets to hold the 2x4s, and I have 2x4s attached to them for it to widen the bunk up there, the loft. Like I showed you on the inside, there's plenty of room for storage. We had 2 tables, 2 chairs, a propane fireplace, pop-up canopy, those bagged folding chairs, a box of firewood, 2 cases of Costco water, the safe. We had a big first aid kit, plenty of room under there, and there was still room to put more stuff. So this stuff right now is what will be in there under the bed at this time. Thanks for watching.